Hello guys, this is Rotenks from Little TCG. Today I'll be bringing you a deck profile on Genesis for set 9, which is the newest clan released for Break Ride. It's a very simple deck. You focus on soul charging and then you just have a lot of utility with what you do when you soul blast down cards. You have anti-intercept options by front row wiping, you have drawing, like you have the Tsukuyomi skill, and you also have an inbuilt crit on one of your vanguards. So we'll quickly go over the deck profile and then get into some fights. So we'll go over the right chain first, since that's the main idea of the deck. So you have the grade 0 Artemis. What she does is when you ride the grade 1, you check the top 7 for the grade 2 or grade 3, just like any other right chain. And then from the 0 buff, now when you miss, you can then call it a rear guard. And then it has the other skill where if you don't ride the grade 1 on top of it, you call it the rear guard. It's not that nice since you do want to end soul just for the amount of soul blasts you can do. Next we'll go to grade 3. So you have your 4 of Artemis. So Artemis is buffed from before because she now has 3 skills instead of 2. She has 1 Limit Break skill where when she attacks Vanguard, you use Soul Blast 3. Draw 2 and then pull 1 card from hand to soul and she gets 5k. That's the Tsukuyomi skill really. Just like Tsukuyomi, you draw 2 and you just put 1 into soul and you fix the soul a bit. And that's also really nice in this deck because you have some on soul blast cards which you would like to put in and you get more in the future as well. Also have the Persona Blast. What the Persona Blast does is you discard this card and then you check the top 5 and add 1 card from among them to your hand and then put the rest on the bottom of the deck. And then if you have the grade 2 items in soul, she gets 1k, becoming 11k permanent. Next you have 2 Iwahanagimi. What she does is Limit Break, you soul blast 6 and you retire all your opponent's front rear guards. She's an 11k base and that makes it better since she can solo swing into rear guards and then you have your rear guards to, Vanguard, and then you have your rear guards to swing to the Vanguard as well. You've got to ask them with 3 PGs, if that 5, 2 if that 4, really nice. She also has a way to scale as well for her soul blast 3, get 5k. This is just throughout the entire time. So you don't need Limit Break for this, so it's like, oh, I don't have Limit Break, I'm on 3 damage, but I can still push the damage. Soul Blast 3, get 16k, swing rear guard first, then Vanguard. Then have the Break Ride, which is free Himiko. What she does is when you Break Ride over her, your Vanguard gets 10k, and then 2 of your rear guards get 5k until end of turn. Your Vanguard gets the ability of just Artemis, but without the power. So Soul Blast 3, draw 2, put 1 from hand to soul when it's attacking Vanguard. And then when she attacks Vanguard herself, you soul charge 1 and get 1k. The random soul charge does come in nice sometimes when you don't get an optimal soul charge early on. And then you have the 4 heal, which is Mizuha. What Mizuha does is she has Limit Break when she attacks, Soul Blast 3, again as Vanguard, Soul Blast 3, and she gets 5k and 1 crit. This is the inbuilt crit. And then she has the second ability where she will then get 3k when attacking the Vanguard, so she's an 18k attacker by herself, meaning, hey, your opponent's crossroad, you don't care because you want to be hitting over one damage anyway, but if they flip a defensive, you just flip a crit and bam. Now we'll go to the grade 1s. You have 4 of the PG. There's not really much to go over about this PG, it's just, now it's the new PG, so you only use it if you get attacked by a lethal attack. So no longer will you put it down if you have a crit attack swinging at you and putting you to 5. You then have 4 Melissa. She's a on Soul Blast card. I should probably move that, my bad. So Melissa is a on Soul Blast. You call this from your drop zone, counter blast 1 for the cost, and she gets 3k, becoming a 10k booster or a tapper. Then you have the grade 1 Artemis. Grade 1 Artemis gets 1k when you have the grade 0 Artemis in soul. And then when you don't ride the grade 2 over her, you check the top 7 for another grade 2. So it's really nice consistency boost to the deck because the grade 2 is really important. Then you have 1 8k vanilla, just a nice attack spot. You can also put in the stamp damager if you really feel like you need it, but you don't really. Now we'll go over the grade 2 Artemis first. You run forward of course, and she's a 10k base. We have the grade 1, like all other ride chains. And then when she hits the Vanguard, you soul charge 2. If you have the grade 1 in soul, you soul charge another 2. It's Vanguard only, but it's still nice since this will mean you have 6 soul by the time you're riding grade 3. And then you have 3 Saruhime, whatever her name is. But when she hits the Vanguard, you CB1 to Soul Blast, Soul Charge free, so you can just keep getting consistent Soul Charge from these two grade 2s. And you have 2 more 10k grade 2s, because 10k is just a really nice thing to have, force the opponent cooldown of a card, and stuff like that. Then next we have for Chamil. What Chamil does is, just like Melissa, when you Soul Blast her, you can call out for the cost of C. Alright, we have now found a fight against Narukami. This is not much of an ideal matchup. Narukami is a bit of a struggling matchup for this deck in my opinion, especially if it's Eradicators, because your PG really does not that much in this matchup. We will keep the Grade 3 items in hand, even though we could essentially search it out, so we can use a Persona Blast when needed. In this matchup you don't want to be aiming for the Break Right as well, which is a key detail to remember. Seems to be a Blood deck though, and in my opinion I think we can handle the Blood. The Blood really does nothing early game. We can do stuff early game, so it's fine. What are they going to do? Retire a starter? Alright. Try. So this hand is like in a grade 2. It would be good if we were to get either grade 3 or grade 2 Artemis here. We got the grade 2. So if now we can hit the grade 3 Artemis. Though I wouldn't mind pulling out the grade 0 just to have a beat stick, but we don't. And also a bait for your starter. So now we're going to have to live in constant fear of a side shooting coming down on us. We flip and we get the crit, which is always nice to have because we get that extra boost in the early game with damage. That's always nice to have. And it also means it's a lot better because, for example, if they get 4 damage before we ride, then before they ride grade 3, then they're going to have Limb Break, but most decks now do Break Right, so that 4 damage early on is going to help. So they are running a 10k beat stick, so I think this is Eradicators. The 12k Digital or whatever, I don't know why you would run that. There's so many better options. But that does not matter to us since... Wait. Why did you get power to... Oh, because it hits... Alright, because I was confused for a second, because I forgot that was a 12k base. Alright, we get another grade 2 Artemis, which is good, because now we can just call out a bit more of a field. And they still can't use the Seishin, which is nice, because it's just there, wasting itself. So let's go with the Rear Guard and then Vanguard, and hope we can Soul Charge a few Melissas or something. Heal's good, I think that's 2 out now, yep. 2 out, I think we might actually go for the Break Ride, since it does seem like a fun game. 1 Melissa. We can make do with 1 Melissa. We can actually make do with that. It just means that we have to hold on really tightly to our grade 1 Artemis. Let's see what we do into next turn, since that's going to be key on depending what we do. Or GB first ride. I think we can just answer this by riding out Artemis, because I don't think it's worth the Break Ride. So if you try and go for the Break Ride, you can just retire over the Rear Guards, making so we don't even get to power up, making it worth. And it also slows us down on turn, where if we go Artemis, we can use the Persona Blast instantly and get another grade 2. And we have 2 PGs so we can blast the GBDs. Oh, he is going all out this turn trying to push me out Limit Break. If he does, I'm definitely going to just chuck down the Artemis and hit his face as much as I can. So let's see. I really don't think he should have done this though, because this also means that his GBD is going to be lacking more next turn. Like, what I can do is, if I somehow am able to get double intercept, I can have the double intercept, I can have the grade 1 Artemis. That way, when he tries to use GBD skill, he kills my grade 1 Artemis, and then the Seishin again is useless. Oh, we have 2 Artemis now, so we are doing double the Persona Blast. Here's the right animation, by the way, for you boys and girls. So let's go to the first one. We'll get 10k in hand. It's able to solo swing into their 10k. And then other one, we'll get the other 10k, why not? I mean, if I wanted to be dumb, I could have gotten the other grade 3 Artemis. But that really would not be worth it. So I think what we do here is something like this. What I want to do is, I do want to get some multi-attacking off still, so I'm going to do this. Because the 10k is nice to have for the next turn, we can solo swing get another 10k base if I have one. And that's also preparing in case they kill our raid 1. So I think this hand, I'll Soul Blast out the Mizuha. Just try and get some multi-attacks going. And there we go, we get another one in here, into Soul, and we have a Mizuha next turn to ride, if it only goes to 4 damage. So let's call another Mizuha down. This will hit, granted he doesn't check a defensive and we don't check a crit. So let's see, no trio from my side, does he get one? He doesn't, so he is going to 5, which is really good for us. We can stay on Artemis then. That's a Ed, and we don't like that. Oh, if he rides, no, if he rides Drag on a Descendant, I think we're still fine. Hits the rear, hits the Vanguard, and we have double PGS. So no matter what, we should be fine. Even if he rides Dragon of Descendant. Which I think he is considering now. I don't know why he would be waiting so long. So let's see. He's just got to do that yet. We thought so. Though he can now kill my Melissa Recitation if he does, but that's some mad overcommitment. And also if he does do that, then we're able to just not be fearful of a Descendant next turn. So I think anti-intercept understandable. We start 2 PGs. We are fine. He can do that. He can kill our Melissa. That's fine. As nice as Melissa is, we don't need the boost. So you just kill him, man. Or not. Leave it alive. That's nice. How thoughtful, they left us a 10k intercept and the Melissa for next turn. Alright. We have a card for that. So now we're going to be going next turn and asking for 2 PGs. Unfortunately, there's no way we can ask for 3 PGs. We now can. Wait, can we? Hit intercept, hit Vanguard, swing Vanguard, swing Rearguard. No, it is still the same. I'm trying to think. I just think that getting the crit would be better in a scenario. Yeah. Just in case he doesn't even have a PG in the first place, we can just push for damage. Like, sure, drawing might be nice, but this is also another option we have. So just hope he doesn't flip defensive. And he doesn't, that's 1 PG out already. Now we use your skill. You, and you. Get 5k, get the crit. And now we see, does he have 2 PGs in hand? If he does, it means he can't descend it next turn most likely. I mean, we don't have a PG in hand from to even prop off the Descendant. Alright, and then if he has another one here, we are instant dead. Because we have no heals left. So moment of truth? He had it. Alright, we are dead. So yeah, it's time for us to lose to Eradicators like we should. And he final turns us. Ah, of course. Alright buddy, just use your GBD and kill me already, man. Yep. Alright, do you want to stall any longer, buddy? Thank you. Alright, and there we go, we have lost this game. Though, I mean, this was kinda expected. Especially with kinda medical soul charges. Though that is a weakness of this deck. You really need some really good soul charges to handle stuff like Narukami or other top tier decks. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video and continue watching for future deck profiles as well. And that would be all for today. Bye.